Hey y'all, and welcome back to Our Road Less Traveled. Today is going to be a video on like the number one thing that I think RVers should always pay attention to, and it has to do with this. So we're going to run through how we ruined almost $700 worth of tires, and by the time it was over, there's no telling what it cost us in fuel mileage and everything else. So let's go take a look at it. Back in May, this truck had 15,365 miles on it, and it had the Rodian Nexen tires on it. The rear tires weren't the problem, it was the front tires. They were starting to eat up. Now, I had always been told that dualies eat the front tires, so it wasn't that big a deal, and I thought maybe the Rodian was just a substandard tire and 15,000 miles was normal. So we went to Big O, and we had, and we'll take a copy of this and we'll put it on there. I replaced all 6 tires. When we were leaving North Carolina, we decided to divert and go to Gatlinburg. We spent a couple days there, and then we went to Coleman, Alabama to hang out with Connie and Reed, who we just absolutely love hanging out with. Needless to say, I had noticed that the passenger side tire was feathering a little bit and was a little worried about it. By the time we got to Coleman, it had progressed from just feathering to it was past the wear bumps. And it kind of shocked me because that was only a 2-hour drive. So while we were there, you know, I've always been told 2 things never help anything: worry and panic. And they're both easily cured. Worry is a lack of control, and panic is a lack of preparedness. So instead of worrying or panicking or anything, I came to the realization, you know, it's going to be one of a few things. Either the ball joints are shot, the wheel hub is bad, the alignment is out, or it's just a bad tire. So I called Ram dealership knowing that we were going to be in Central Alabama and scheduled an appointment, and then got to realizing the tire was so bad I didn't want to drive the 3 hours on it. So I called Tires Direct, and they said they didn't do wheel alignments, but they could go ahead and order the tires. So I figured, you know, worst case, we get the tires replaced and I drive on whatever issue we have until we get to Central Alabama and I could get it into a dealer. In the meantime, I found a local tire shop in Coleman that could do an alignment on a dually. And so I took it in really expecting to hear that the ball joints were shot because, you know, it's a Ram and it's got 30,000 miles on it. Come to find out, we had 2 issues. One, it was bad out of alignment, and what we'll do is, again, we'll take a screenshot of this and post it, but this is the before. And I'm not real good at reading an alignment, but you know, when something is out by, it looks like 6 degrees, to me that's pretty bad. I Googled it, it said it was very bad. So anyway, we had that done, we had the tires replaced. The feathering was actually from where Big O put the weights on the tire wrong. So it wasn't perfectly balanced, and it was kind of hopping. So we would get one lug was smooth, and then it would skip a lug, then it would smooth a lug. The whole tire was around that way, and then the outside corner of the, and you can see the video on it. Anyway, I typically pay very good attention to our tires. This got really bad really quick. I was shocked at how fast that tire went from being, we probably need to do something about it, to you don't need to drive it another foot. But anyway, again, check your tire pressure. I would say at least once a year get an alignment done, or at least just have it checked out. You know, it cost us $99 to have that done. The tires from Tire Direct were $600. But if you notice, those front tires only had 15,000 miles on them, so they're 50,000 mile tires. We didn't get a third of what we should have out of them. So we basically ruined 400 bucks. So anyway, we're going to show you how we check the tire pressure on the Ram and how we get the tires in spec on it, and see how that goes. All right, so when we first went full-time 2 years ago, one of the first things that I did, like everybody else did, was I bought a Viair. I didn't know why I was buying a Viair. I just know everybody bought one. Well, honestly, we don't use the Viair too much. We've always been able to pull in somewhere and get somebody else to air the tires up. I think I've aired the fifth wheel up 5 or 6 times using it. But anyway, this is what we got. We've got the unit itself, and then it came with this. And y'all, the first few times that I used this, I absolutely did not like it. So what I did was I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a digital unit that will air the tires up. The other thing that I had to do when we went to a dually, and I did not know this until we bought a dually, you have to have one of these, and that side is like this and it airs the tire up, but for the inside wheel you use this side and you push it through and you pull it through. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how the Ram has an automated tire pressure thing built into it, and it lets me know when the truck tires are at the proper level. So let me get this hooked up and we'll do that. Leaves in there.
It's gonna be kind of loud.
That little guy's running. I'm going to get the hose. We're going to hook this end up to here. And then this end goes to the so that thing's now full of air. The truck's running. I've got everything hooked up. Let's go in the truck and set it up. All right, the cool thing about Ram is it's got this completely customizable interface here that you can do pretty much whatever you want. So like I can dump the airbags, all that stuff. Anyway, what we're going to do is go to vehicle, and we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to safety. And see this tire fill assist, we're going to turn it on. So what this does is when I go over to the EVIC here, that's what the tire settings are currently at. And you know, it sat overnight. We're going to adjust these because the rears are supposed to be 65, the front is supposed to be 80. And so we're We're going to power those up, or we're going to fill them up, and we're going to use RAM to tell us when we hit that proper level. But we're also going to watch on our digital gauge to make sure that they're both in sync. So let's go do that now. All right, so what should happen is, as soon as it sees air going in or out, the lights ought to flash.
What
That's showing 76.4. We're going to keep going. $78.
That made me jump.
Supposedly that's 80. Let's get the thing and see. And sure enough, on the screen you can see it's reading 80. So now we're going to go do the right front, and then we'll do the rear duals, and we should be good to go.
Me again. That time I knew it was coming.
As you know from earlier in the footage, the reason I bring this up is we ruined the two front tires on this truck. It cost us about, I think it's $600 just for the tires. The other thing that, like in the beginning of the video, you need to pay attention to your alignment. At some point in time, we knocked the alignment out on the truck. So take it for what it is. Save yourself money on the road. Stay on top of your tire pressure. It will increase your fuel mileage, and it also saves the life of your tires. And for that, we're out on this video.